watching Juan Gotti Talking Sports.
YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here with yet another Washington football team video, and in today's video we have some Alex Smith news, more so an update. We have some news on Dan Snyder. He could possibly be forced to sell the team. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure you go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload a video about the NFL, in this case our Washington football team. Let's get straight into today's video. According to 106.7 The Fan, the Junkies, I know a lot of people don't like them, I understand that, but they have claimed to have leaked reports from the team's intel investigation by the third-party source. Beth Wilkerson, the attorney who was tasked to complete the investigation, reported recommended two top options for the franchise. Option 1, force the owner to diverse his ownership of the team, basically forced to sell. Option 2, suspend the owner for a significant period to allow team to repair its infrastructure of the franchise. So basically, the Junkies claim to have some intel about the whole investigation with Dan Snyder, and honestly, I'm not going to say the Junkies are wrong, because they very well could have some intel about this whole situation, but an NFL spokesman came out and already, refuted that and said the Junkies don't know what they're talking about. It's false, but we don't know what's going on. Somebody could be lying, whether it's the Junkies or the NFL spokesperson. I don't know who to believe at this point, because as much as I don't want to believe the Junkies, they're a DC sports radio show. They have some intel on each and every sports team. In this specific case, the Washington football team, obviously. And the NFL spokesman is the NFL spokesman, so he has intel on all 32 teams. So I don't know who to believe in this sense, but Dan Snyder could be forced to sell according to the Junkies. Although, like I said, the Junkies are really, a source that we don't like to go to. If true, this really could be a major development in this whole case, because as much as people want Dan Snyder gone, I don't see him, having to sell the team unless, like I said, this situation is true. Other than that, I feel like he's going to be the owner for the Washington football team until he's in his grave. But honestly, and I know a lot of people aren't going to like me for saying this, but since Ron Rivera has came in, he's been less toxic, and Dan Snyder wasn't really the person being toxic. It was always Bruce Allen, but I understand what he did with the cheerleaders, everything else that he has done in the past. I feel like with Ron Rivera coming in, all that has kind of, went down the drain in a way. And I don't mean to be the guy to really say this, but I'm going to say how I feel. I'm a fan of the Washington football team through and through, but I care about what's going on the field. I can care less about what Dan Snyder has going on. I could care less about who owns the team if he do in fact sell it. Now, of course, I'm going to report on it because that's my job to do that for you guys. But I care about what's going on the field, what's going on in training camp, what's going on with the coaches and players, what's going on up top. I could care less unless it's revolving around the players. Now, like I said, Dan Snyder hasn't been good, and it's clear as day. With him trying to cover up everything, and with him trying to fix everything by hiring Julie Donaldson, by getting rid of the cheerleaders, also by hiring Jason Wright, etc., etc. We know everything that he's been doing to try to fix everything. I understand that, but we know he is far from perfect. I would not be mad if he sold the team, but at the same time, like I said, man, I really care about what's going on the field. As long as what's going on up top don't affect the play on the field like it has been in years past, in my opinion, I could care less about what Dan Snyder has going on. I feel like Ron Rivera has been really the front runner of the face of this whole thing, and it's not his fault, you know what I'm saying, but he's the coach, and they really get most of the shine as far as in camera and having to ask all the questions, interviews. Dan Snyder as being one of the only owners that really don't say anything. As you know, you have the Jerry Joneses of the world who's always in the cameras, always in interviews. He has a radio show with the Dallas Cowboys area each and every Monday or Tuesday. I can't remember that day. But Dan Snyder is never that guy to be in front of the cameras. In fact, when Bruce Allen was here, he always sent Bruce Allen to answer the questions. And Ron Rivera is kind of like that too. And it's not fair to Ron Rivera, but at the same time, I feel like when Ron Rivera is here now, he's able to answer those questions perfect, and it really just sweeps everything under the rug. And like I said, I understand that it's a big thing that's going on. A lot of people want him to sell, and I wouldn't mind him selling, but at the same time, I don't care, honestly. Like I said, man, as long as it doesn't affect the play on the field, I could care less who owns this team, because I love this team. Yes, I do. I care about everything about this team. I know everything about this team, obviously, but when it comes to up top, I could care less unless it affects the play on the field. I'm a fan of what's on the field as much as I'm a fan that goes on around the whole team. But like I said, man, that's not really my focus. And unless it gets to a point where it's just overlapping the play on the field, players are getting affected by it, coaches are getting affected by it, then that's when I need to see change. And as much as I would love to see change about Dan Snyder, I really don't care. The bad man, the real bad man that was really affecting everything is gone, and that is Bruce Allen. Like I said, Dan Snyder is not a perfect person. He is far from clean. We know he has a lot of dark and dirty secrets that he's hiding, and that's now coming to light. But he is not the bad person that was really having a dark shadow over this organization, in my opinion. It was Bruce Allen. Ron Rivera, since being here, in my opinion, has put Dan Snyder in check. For the last time, I'ma say it, I really don't care what goes on at the top, and what he has been doing has been terrible, but as long as it doesn't affect the play on the field, I could care less, man. If Washington is winning Super Bowls, but that stuff is still going on at the top as far as Dan Snyder's secrets coming out, not anything he's doing new, obviously, because what he did was terrible, and I don't want that to ever happen again. If all this is true, I don't want it to happen again, but if more secrets from his past continue to come out, but we're still winning, I could care less about what's going on, because that's what I care about, that's what Ron Rivera cares about, and that's what these players care about. Out of both options, what options is most realistic for Dan Snyder to have to face? I feel like it's going to be option 2, where he's going to be suspended for a long period of time, and while the team really builds the culture and change the whole mana structure of this team. I don't think option 1 is going to happen, although it might. I really don't see it happening. But if they sell it to Jeff Bezos and stuff like that, I'm not going to be mad about it. I'm going to be happy and make a video, but like I said, I could care less. In other news, the Washington football team has officially released quarterback Alex Smith. Now, this is kind of weird because I read a report earlier this week that they were going to make him a post-June 1st cut, which would have saved them $19 million. And now they cut him now, which is only going to save them $14.9 million, which is still a lot of money, puts them around $52-53 million. But I think their intention in going to this thing with Alex Smith was, yeah, we can cut him post-June 1st and save more money. But by then, free agency is going to be long gone. I think they did this move so they can use more of the cap money in this year's free agency that they're going to have from Alex Smith being cut. And it's very smart. This is what I would have done. I wouldn't have been mad about the post-June 1st cut because we would have had more money going into the 2022 offseason. But I like what they did by cutting him now, because now we can splurge even more in this free agency. Like I said, we're going to have around $52-53 million once everything is settled, and I'm excited, man. I really thought they were gonna make him a post-June 1st cut like they said. So if you haven't picked up this trend since Ron Rivera took over, the team will tell you one thing to your face but do the total opposite behind your back. So I'm not surprised about this at all. I'm happy. I can't wait to see what we do in free agency, and best of luck to Alex Smith wherever he may land, because he said he wants to continue playing football. Thank you for your services, but you had to go. Yeah, man, there you have it. It's crazy stuff that's going on behind the scenes. Like I said, man, Dan Snyder could possibly be forced to sell the team, and also Alex Smith being cut. I can't wait for free agency. It's in less than 2 weeks. So with that being said, it's me, your boy Juan Gotti. Like, comment, subscribe. Hell to the Washington football team. See you guys in the next video. I'm out. Peace. Cost me one time, that's gonna get you pop. Get you pop, get you